Sarah wants to sell her home and net $28,000 in order to purchase her new one. She will incur expenses of $2,500 for miscellaneous costs, loan payoff of $121,750, and has agreed to pay the agent a 6% commission. How much must she sell the home for in order to meet her goal? How much must she sell the home for in order to meet her goal? She has some expenses here, right? So she wants to net $28,000. What else does she have? She's going to have $2,500 in miscellaneous costs. And she has a loan payoff for $121,750. All right. Now she's going to pay a 6% commission, but we're not going to put that in here right now. We need to figure out how much money she's going to get. Okay? So we add those three together and we're going to get $152,250. So now remember our T here? So we would put that $152,250. If we put this in our T, that's going to be, she's going to pay a 6% commission. So that means that they're going to get 94%. So if we were going across this line, we'd multiply, but because we're going above and below the line, we're going to divide. So 152,250 divided by 0.94. Divided by 0.94. And that's going to give us B 161,968. We'll do some more. Number 2. A brokerage firm offers to split the commission with any cooperating brokerage or any buyer brokerage firm. A licensee who works for the buyer's broker has an agreement with the broker that the licensee will receive 60% of the firm's share of the commission on any property the licensee sells. Assuming a 6% listing commission fee to the listing firm, how much will the licensee receive for the sale of the property that was listed for $220,000 and sold for $215,000? All right. So a couple of things here. The first thing is we're going to split the commission with the cooperating broker. All right. And then we're going to get a 6% commission. Now, do we care what the property was listed for? No, we don't care about that. We want to know what it was sold for. That's the important things. All right. Those are the important things. We sold this property for $215,000. And we got a 6% commission total. All right. So the total commission was $12,900. But then we split that between the buyer and the seller, right? The buyer's agent, seller's agent. So we divided that by 2. Right? And we come up with $64.50 each. Buyer's agent, the buyer's company, seller's company, right? All right. Now the licensee is going to get 60% of their firm's share. All right. 60% of the firm's share. So now it doesn't really matter. Okay. So it says a licensee who works for the buyer's broker, right, which would be the selling agency, the selling broker, is going to get 60%. 64.50 times 0.60 is going to be 38.70. Why did I divide by 2? Because we split the commission. The whole commission was going to be 6%, and then we split it between the 2 parties, buyer and seller. So that's why we did. All right, let's see what we got now. All right, number 3. Property sells for $85,000. Existing mortgage balance is $17,000. Seller's closing costs are $1,600. What will the seller net if the brokerage fee is 6.5%? All right, so we start off here where they're telling us what the price is, right? They're telling us that it's sold for $85,000. And we also know that they're going to pay a 6.5% commission out of that. So it's 0.065, right? So that means our total commission is going to be $55.25. All right, now, how much is the seller going to get? All right, so they paid 85, they got paid 85,000, but they got to subtract some stuff. The commission, 55.25. The mortgage that they got to pay off, which is going to be 17,000, and their closing costs. And that's going to give us the total of 68.75. Okay, so the answer is B. Okay, that was easy if you work it out that way. Number 4. A licensee with XYZ Realty had a listing from a seller with a commission rate of 8%. The licensee with XYZ Realty offered 4% commission to the selling company. A licensee with ABC Realty sold the listing for $150,000. At closing, how much will the seller owe XYZ Realty? So a licensee with XYZ Realty had a listing from a seller with a commission rate of 8%. All right, the licensee with XYZ Realty offered a 4% commission to the selling company. So how much is the seller going to pay XYZ? He's going to pay him the whole 8%. And then XYZ is going to split it with the other company. So therefore, if you take this 150,000 and you multiply it by that 8%, you're going to get $12,000. It's up to the other company. It's up to the listing company to cooperate with another client. They don't have to. It's not mandatory. Obviously, if you're not giving anybody any commission, then they're going to not show your house in most cases, unless it's really a desperate situation by their buyer who must see that house. But in this particular case, selling company or the listing company collects all the money at the closing, and then usually the attorney splits it up. So that's the way that works, right? That's the way that works. But this, they get all of it. The seller owes all of it to XYZ company. Trick question. There are a lot of trick questions. That's why you got to read them. Think about them, right? These questions now that we're into this a little bit, we're asking more, the questions get a little trickier and a little more thought. So you're in here long enough now. This is night 10. This is a halfway night, believe it or not. We got a lot of material to cover yet too. All right. Question number 5. A broker lists a property for sale at $100,000 with a 5% commission. Broker obtains a verbal offer to purchase the property from a prospective buyer. Seller indicates to the broker that the offer would be acceptable if submitted in writing. Before it can be put into writing, the buyer withdraws the offer. In this situation, the broker would be entitled to how much? Yeah, we don't pay, the verbal offers isn't worth the paper it's written on, right? So in this particular case, there's no commission. We're not going to get any kind of commission for that. We're just going to, it just goes away. It goes to the wayside. All right, we don't have to worry too much about that. All right, a little more practice, In your math packet on page 22, a little more commission practice, all right? In your math packet on page 22. Sales price times commission rate, total commission. Total commission divided by rate, sales price, total commission divided by sales price, rate. That's our T, right? That's our T. So it would look like this, right? Our commission, and this would be our rate, and this would be our sales price, right? So the sales price times the commission is going to give us our total commission, right? Our commission divided by the rate is going to give us our sales price over here. And our total commission divided by the sales price is going to give us our rate of return. That's how our T works. Let's look at the first question. A house sells for $200,000 at 6% commission. There is a 50-50 split between the listing firm and the selling firm. The listing agent has a 50-50 split with his firm, and the selling agent has a 60-40 split with his firm. How much will each agent make once the sales close? How much will each agent make once the sale closes? Okay, so what do we got here? How does this monster work? So we have $200,000 times 6%. All right, and that's going to equal $12,000. Okay, we're going to take that $12,000 and we're going to divide it by 2 because we're going to split it, or multiply it by 50%. Let's do it the way they do it. All right, times 0.50. Same thing if I divide it by 2, but I like to divide it, but they did it the other way. All right, so each agency is going to get $6,000. All right, so the listing agent is going to get 50% of his 6,000 times 0.50, and that's going to be 3,000 for the listing, right? And we're going to do 6,000, right? 36, wait a minute, 60, and he gets 60%, right? Times 0.60, and he's going to get 3,600. And that's the selling side, or the buyer's agent, either one. All right, number 2, question number 2. The selling agent made $5,000 on the sale with a 50-50 split with her company. The listing company agreed to pay a 4% commission to the selling firm. What would the sales price be? Now you got to try to think a little bit. All right, we're going to try to figure out the sales price based on the information. If we have a 50-50 split and I made 5,000, so 5,000 times 2 means that the company made $10,000 total, right? 10,000, that was the total commission. So we need to figure out what the commission was. Let's put it in our T. If this is a 4% commission, what's the sales price? We're just going to divide this, right? 10,000 divided by 4%, or 0.04. That's going to give us $250,000. Now, look, just because I did it this way doesn't mean that if you get it another way and you're comfortable with that, go ahead. But this is just another way to do it, which you'll find easier, I hope, down the road. If it's not, do it your way. More than one way to do it. Okay. I just find that this is easier. Number 3, listing and selling brokers split the commission from a sale 50-50, and then each split with their company 50-50. The home sold for $175,000 in a co-broke transaction, and each broker received $26.25. What's the commission rate? What's the commission rate? All right, so let's see what we got. Looks like you're getting the hang of it. If I receive $26.25, and that's half of my company's commission, I split it 50-50. So I'd multiply that by 2, and I'm going to come up with $52.50 for my company. And then I'm going to do what? $52.50 times 2 for the total commission, because we had both sides, right? Times 2 is going to be what? $10,500. So the total commission is $10,500. We all good? Everybody seems to be good there. So now I have to put my T together. $10,500. All right. We know what the selling price is, $175,000. $175,000. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this again. We're going to divide this. And if I divide $10,500 by $175,000, I'm going to get a 6% commission rate, or 0.06. Everybody see what we did? Don't let me walk away if you don't understand it, because it's going to be really important that you do. Let's keep going. It's less you'll have to do for homework. The under contract price on a property is $225,000 with a 7% commission paid by the seller. What's the total commission the seller will pay at the closing? This one's pretty easy. You should knock this one out of the park. Yeah, we're going to multiply 225 by 7%, right? That's easy enough. 15,750. That's pretty simple, right? Just back to square one again. Things you haven't done. Okay, number 2. Not as easy as number 1. And this is the kind of question you would see on an exam. This, like number 2, is the kind of question that you would see on an exam. So let's take a shot at it, see what you get. So we don't worry about what they list it for. We look for what they sell it for, right? So it says they sold it for $350,000 with a 6% commission. All right, so we got to figure out the total commission. So 350 times 6% is 21,000. Nice commission, right? We're going to split that up to 2 companies. So that's going to mean $10,500 for each company. And then Sam's going to make 62% of that for his split. So we're going to multiply that by 62%, and we're going to get 6510. Okay. Number 3, a house is under contract for $235,000 with a 7% total commission. Listing company has agreed to pay 4% to a buyer's agent. Jim, a buyer's agent with ABC Realty, has a 50-50 commission split with his firm. How much will Jim make once the property closes? There you go. Pretty simple. All right. So 235,000 times 4%. That's really all we need to do here. and then the 50-50 split. So 235, all right, times 0.04, because that's what the selling side is going to get, is 9,400. 9,400 divided by 2, or multiplied by 50%, either way, whatever way you want to do it, 4,700. Number 4. Sarah, buyer's agent with XYZ Realty, made $4,140 after the closing. Sarah has a 60-40 commission split with XYZ Realty. The listing company has offered to pay a buyer's agent 3% out of a 6% total commission. What is the sales price of the property? This one takes a little minutia. Now, let me say this, all right? We're kind of kidding around here, but I can tell you that they know how you're going to do this problem wrong. In a lot of problems, they're going to give you the wrong answer, but it's only because you worked it out that way. So they know what mistakes you're going to make, and they'll figure it out, and they'll put that answer down, and you'll think you got the answer right, and you didn't, because that's not the way to do the problem. So that's, that is one of the things that you got to be careful of. If you do the problem wrong, your answer is going to be there. That's not the right answer. So you got to be careful of it. We're actually going to use our T 3 times in this problem. All right. So the first one is this. Sarah has made 4140. 4140. That's what she made. But she has a split of 60%. So that number is 60% of some number. So we're going to divide this by 60%. 4140 divided by 60%. And that means her firm, the total commission, was 6,900. Okay. Now, that means her side got 6,900. So we're going to put that up here on the top of the second one. And that was what? Half of some other number. Now you could just multiply this by 2. I get it, but practice is good. All right. So if we divide this again, this is going to be 13,800. All right. Now we need to figure out the sales price. So we came up with 13,800. So now 13,800 is our total commission. And we have a what? A 6% commission, right? 6% or 0.06, either one. If we divide this, right, it's going to tell us that we sold this property for $230,000. Did everybody see what we did? We just kept building on it, right? So you can use this T. Again, this became the whole for this particular problem, but it's the partial for this next one, right? And then we did this, and this gave us the whole for this particular problem, and it became the partial for the next one so that we can get a bigger number. Question number 5. A property sells with the condition that the broker will receive 7% commission on the first $25,000 and 4.5% of the remainder. If the total commission is $25.15, what's the selling price? Uh-oh. On the first $25,000, so we have a total commission of $25.15, right? So we're going to get 7% on the first $25,000. So we got $25,000 times 0.07, right? And that's going to give us $17.50. Okay. So we have $25.15 minus $17.50. Okay. And that is going to be $7.65. So we have to figure out commission on the $7.65. Right? So if it's a 4.5% on that 765, we're going to do what? We're going to break that down into our T. In this particular case, what we're going to do is we're going to take that 765, and that's going to be a 4%er, right? That's going to be a 4%er, or 4.5%, I should say. Sorry. Let me get my eraser. (4.5%). We're going to divide that out, and that's going to be 17,000. So we have 25,000, which is the first commission, and then 17,000. All right, and that means our sales price is going to be 42,000. Okay. Do that one again. Make sure you understand how to do those, that little nuances. You're going to have to do splits. You're going to have to do splits. All right, let's practice one more easy one so that you get used to it. Number one, at what price must the property sell to give the seller a net of 60,000 after paying the broker a 6% commission, paying off a $480 lien, and paying closing costs of $850? All right, so we added all these costs together. We have 60,000, we have 480, and we have 850. So we have to clear that after the sale, after we pay that commission. So we added those together, and they came to 61,330. So that has to be 94% of some number, because I have to pay 6% of that number out. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in here, and I'm going to divide it by 94%. Okay, 94%.
If you like this video, feel free to share it with a friend. For more real estate education content, please subscribe to the channel. From all of us at Seacoast Real Estate Academy, thank you for watching.